Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys here. I'm Christian Ocampo, and today I'm being joined by a, uh, a newer voice actress in the indie scene, and it's going to be her first interview. We have Erin Evans Walker. How you doing,
Hi,
Erin?
everyone. I'm doing really well. How are you, Christian?
I'm doing very well. It's a pleasure to have you here for your very first interview. We're
I'm
excited
really
to,
excited to be here.
oh, definitely, we're excited to dive into some of your projects you've got to touch upon. So, our first question to you is, what is it like working in the indie scene?
So, I think working in the indie scene is really exciting. You're working with really passionate creators that are doing it really for the love, and there's such a wide variety of projects that are out there. Um, so, so a little bit of background about me. I started voice acting just a couple of years ago, and it sort of came up. I mean, I was interested in it when I was in high school, but back in the day, there were fewer opportunities. Equipment was not what it was, and the internet was definitely not what it was. So it sort of got shelved for a long time until a few years ago, just reading stories with friends. They're like, "Oh, you should look into voice acting." And I said, "Oh yeah, I always wanted to do that. What's it like now?" Um, so discovering that there are whole platforms and places where you can uh, connect with people that are working on their own projects was a really great discovery. Um, uh, so yeah, working with indies, you're working with people who really want to be doing these. They're usually doing it in their own spare time. Some of them have put their jobs on hold for now, but it's really a labor of love, and it's really nice to be able to contribute to projects like that.
No, definitely, and you've got so many, already built up in your resume. So it's interesting seeing all these indie titles just all being compiled.
Yeah, I mean, there's different projects coming up every day, and everybody's distinguishing themselves. So there's always unique mechanics and unique different kinds of stories. I really like working on indie games. I mean, I've done audiobooks and some animations and audio dramas as well. Audio dramas are quite fun too. Um, but uh, games and visual novels are some of my favorites to work on.
And then just for the fans out there and that are new to you, and you
Sure.
did talk beforehand on this, how
Yeah.
even though you live in Scotland, right, posting
That's
your
right. If you see in my Twitter profile that I am based in Scotland, it's true. I've lived here for about 10 years, but I'm originally from the south suburbs of Chicago. So you can do it from anywhere.
definitely that should help for any other people that are hoping to get into the industry. Like, doesn't matter where you're at, as long as you have the skills, the equipment on your side, you can able to break into it.
Absolutely. And if you're looking to get into it, find a niche that you're really good at and run with it. I mean, there is a lot of competition, but if there are certain accents that you're really good at, or other languages that you can speak, well, there's a lot less competition for those. I've gotten a, a surprising number of parts just because they required some Japanese language, and I studied Japanese for a very long time. Um, or things that uh, some French roles, or just things with different accents. And I find that those are really fun to work on. Um, so yes, I would encourage you, if you are interested in voice acting, to check it out and figure out what it is that you want to do, and find a place to go for it.
All right. So during your time in the indie scene,
Mhm.
what is your favorite project you have worked on?
That is a very difficult question because they're all so different and unique and fun. So one of the things that you approached me about was Eastshade, and I was so thrilled to work on Eastshade just because it's such a beautiful project and I love the concept so much. So I was really pleased to be able to contribute to that. I'm personally a really big fan of visual novels, so The Stroke of Midnight, I was really glad to be able to be a part of that as well. Um, but yeah, it's really hard to pick a favorite. It's like picking a favorite child. you don't really want to do that.
No, definitely, it's a hard question for everyone. All right. One of the projects you got to work on. What was that working on Forbidden Arts?
So the Forbidden Arts is one of my first earliest projects, and that was as a platformer. So first of all, working in indie games, for the most part, you're sort of working from home. So I've got my studio set up, and it's very quiet. It's great for an introvert like me. If you're working on sort of traditional animation or games, you're probably going into a studio and there's lots of people that you're talking to. But here it really is a lot of your own interpretation. So generally speaking, you set up, you read the lines, you record a few takes of everything, and you send it off. And the director either says, "Yeah, that's great," and you may never hear from them again, or "Oh, could you just try this one line a slightly different way?" That was as I said, that was my first sort of big project, doing an action platformer. It's a lot of sort of efforts. There's not a lot of dialogue, but it was a lot of fun. I was picked out for the role of Fedora the Enchantress because of my evil laugh, I was told, and I always love an opportunity to do a good evil laugh. Yes, and that was also my first exciting opportunity to be able to point people, look, I'm on Steam now.
Bragging rights. That's. Oh. So another project you worked on, and you really touched upon this in the last question. What was that working on The Stroke of Midnight?
Yes, so The Stroke of Midnight was a lot of fun to work on. So that was my first really full-length visual novel. So it was a big project. It's over 40 hours, and it's fully voiced. It was originally cast just for one of the sort of smaller side roles, but then sort of came into one of the main roles that has a full character route. So it was a lot of work. Again, it's working on your own, and you sort of get sent scenes as they're written. So you get a few every week, and you sit down and you record for a couple of hours, and send that off. And another thing is you don't get to see the whole script, so you see whatever scenes your character is in. So it's interesting working on a mystery piece like that. You don't really know what the mystery is until the final thing comes out. Yes, so that was a really good experience. It took a long time to put together because, again, indie projects is sort of a small team working on it over a long period of time, and you're getting the text in dribs and drabs. But when it comes together, it's amazing.
Oh, definitely. All right, and another project that we both already talked about earlier, and one of my newest favorite indie games. What was that working on? Eastshade.
Eastshade was lovely. I mean, it's if you've seen it, it's such a beautiful game, and I just was in love with the concept of a completely non-violent, just sort of violent, walking around the world and experiencing it. Just on the go, so it was a lot of fun. It's the sort of thing where you'll get a couple of different parts, and you play different characters sort of around the world, doing different things. Yeah, so I mean Danny, the guy behind it, was very kind, and always gave good feedback. No, it was definitely a fulfilling project to work on, and one I'm glad to have out there in the world, and seems to be getting really good reviews with people like yourself. So I'm really glad that people are enjoying it.
Oh, definitely. Like I mentioned before, like it's a beautiful game. Just about art. It's both inside and outside. Like it's just so much a nod to the head of how artistic the game appreciates, and how you can make your own paintings. So. And it's a game that I've also streamed on our channel, and for those viewers here who are watching this interview, if you guys want to check out Eastshade, you can go back to our channel and just find parts 1 through 6 right now of Eastshade, and it's beautiful. I highly recommend anyone to check this out. Just a small little plug on that.
Absolutely. Go try it. It's so pretty.
Oh, definitely. All right, and another project you got to work on. Why was that working on Perceptions of the Dead 2?
So that was another one that I was so pleased to be included on, because the art is pretty, and the writing is amazing, and the voice cast is absolutely fantastic. And it's a character, the character I play, Kiki, the streamer, is a type that I don't often get to play. She sort of vacillates between really super excited and peppy, and then being sort of, oh my god, I'm so sick of this. So it was just a really fun character, and another project that's gotten pretty good reception. So again, I would suggest you check it out and hear the amazing cast besides me, and they're just fun stories of ghost hunting and exploring the paranormal.
All right, and now it's time for our funny question we like to ask everyone. If you could be any character you played in real life, who will you be? And you can mix and match.
Well, this is a tricky question, because my favorite characters to play tend to be sort of bad guys, villains, cynical. So, I mean, one of my favorites that I played was Nephthys from the Gates of Amenti, which was a student game a while back. And she's a goddess, she's conniving, she sort of brings your character into this world and is guiding him through, but may have ulterior motives. And that's the sort of thing I really enjoy playing. Would I want to be her? Probably not recommended. I don't think things end well usually if you're the bad guy. Yeah. I mean, I did give this some thought. I mean, I've had a similar sort of scheming, conniving character in one of the audio dramas I've been a part of, Paolo Zahn, and Lily the Just is just so much fun to play. Scheming and taking control of killer robots and everything else, which seems like fun. Again, in the real world, who would I want to be? You want someone kind and popular. I don't know if I have many kind and popular characters that I've played. Is that an okay answer?
Yep. Yeah, that's good. Like I said, there's no right or wrong question. I mean, wrong or right answer. My mistake.
Well, of course, my answer is going to be correct.
Is there anything else come out that you can talk about, or anything you want to plug in at this time?
I do have one project that is coming out soon that I've gotten the okay to talk about. So I was so excited. I auditioned for this project like 3 different times, and finally got to be a part of it. So The Edge of Eternity is a love letter to JRPGs being put out by a French studio, Midgar Studios. So the first 2 chapters are available on Steam. As of today, I think the first 3 chapters are available to play on Steam. I'll be in chapter 4. They haven't announced an official release date for that. But it was a goal of mine. JRPGs have been a huge part of my life since my school days. So that was one of my goals when I started, was to get to voice in a project like that. It's a beautiful game. The graphics are fantastic. The system is great. So I was really pleased to be a part of that.
Okay, so definitely check that out whenever it comes out.
Check that out.
All right, man. Our last question. Do you have a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any other social media for the fans to contact you?
Sure. So I'm in Facebook as Erin Evans Walker, and Twitter is EM Evans-Walker. Is there a hyphen in it? EM Evans Walker is me. I've got a list of projects and various things. You can check out my demo reel. If you are an indie developer that is looking for voice talent, feel free to get in touch. And I'm happy to talk to anybody who has played one of my projects and has any comments.
All right. Well, thank you for your time for this interview. We, the Ohio Guys, appreciate your time making this happen.
Thank you for inviting me on here. I was really glad to take part.
Yeah, we are glad to hear that. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in for this episode of the Ohio Guys. Thank you all. We will be seeing you all next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye!